Hi everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and today's video I want to show you how to take a laser file and use it in your Silhouette software. We've had a lot of questions with this, and so I'm going to help you out today. So we're going to work with this file. I want to make sure that it's signed in. This is my one of my new ones. It's Welcome to Our Hive. It's a door sign, and for the Glowforge, it's meant to be cut out of MDF or another type of material, wood, and then hung on your door. But I want to show you how to take this, and if you were going to use it perhaps for vinyl on your on a sign for your front door in the Silhouette software. So let's go ahead and skip over to our software, and I'll show you how to download it and get it ready to cut. Alright, we are in Silhouette Studio. I am using Business Edition, so I'm going to show you how to do this with the SVG file first, and then I will show you how to do it with the DXF file if you are using the Standard Edition or the Basic Edition. So the first thing that you'll do is you're going to go to File and Open, and you'll want to find the SVG file. While we're in this window, let me just explain that the file comes with 5 file types. The 5th one is not listed yet because I haven't finished it. But you'll have your AI file, which opens up in Adobe Illustrator. You'll have DXF, which I'll show you in just a minute. You have a PDF, which is an editable version of a PDF. Silhouette Studio will open that one, and you can work with it, but it's included because some of the laser software machines will use that. And then there is the SVG. So we're going to do that one first. Go ahead and click on it and hit OK, and it is going to open up, and it's going to be kind of this weird size, and that is because this matte size is actually the size that you would use for your wood for the Glowforge. You have your 4 lines over here that I explained in the last video of what they do. There's black, red, blue, and green. However, when you open it up into Silhouette, it changes everything to a red line. And so this over here doesn't really do you any good. If there was an image that was filled in that had that blue color, that would mean that it was supposed to be engraved with the laser machine, and you can't engrave on a Silhouette, so you can just totally ignore that. If there was one, let's say this word hive was in blue and it was supposed to be engraved, you can still just go ahead and cut that out as normal. So I'm going to just delete this. Well, I'm not going to just yet because I want to finish explaining stuff. Score lines, and I explained this in my last video, so maybe go back and watch that other one. It's the Glowforge beginner explanation. Your score lines are different in a laser machine than they are on a paper machine. So if I were to cut this out of the Silhouette, it would just cut that line. It's not used for folding. It's used more for placement or to make it look like it has a shiplap or painting line guides, but we don't want those. So the first thing I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to ungroup this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete, it needs to be ungrouped a couple times. There we go. I'm going to delete these score lines because we don't need them. Now these inside of our shape, there's our shape, our wood sign. These lines in here are actually placement lines, and I don't need those either, so I'm going to delete them. Then all of these pieces right here are words to, welcome, hive, are, and all of these are flowers and our bees and our honeycomb. All of those we would want to cut out of probably vinyl, or if you were doing them for a card or scrapbook page, out of paper. Your sign, this was meant to be cut out of wood, so you can probably go ahead and delete that because I don't think that you would be cutting that out of vinyl unless you were cutting it out of paper again for a card or a scrapbook page. So I'm going to delete that. And then you have 2 green lines. They do show up as green because Silhouette doesn't read those green lines. It only reads your black and your red lines. And we can delete those. Those are just the holes to hang it up with. So now we have all of these pieces. You can go ahead and fill them with color if you would like to by using your fill color, and I'm not going to do all of them, but we'll go ahead and do a couple of them because I want to show you a couple of other things that you could do. So the next is we have our little bee. If you'll notice, let me go ahead and zoom in really close on this so that you can see what I'm trying to show. And it's the same way with our flower. Each of these little pieces are going to cut. It's like a group, like a donut. So it's going to cut these out. In the example, when I cut it with wood, these pieces right here, the inside of the bee, were actually cut out of wood, and I painted them orange, and then I painted the outside of this in black. So it needed to be separated. With Silhouette, obviously, if you put this on your orange or your black paper, these little pieces are also going to be black. So what you would want to do is you can either just do the black outline of the bee, which would be great, or if you want those orange pieces, you're going to need to make a copy of it, release the compound path, and then delete that outer piece. And then just, oh yeah, we want to delete those wing pieces too because we're not going to cut those. And then you would cut this piece out of black, so I'm going to fill it with a dark gray, and then you would cut these pieces out of orange, and they will fit together just perfectly once you get them all cut out of your vinyl. Let's go ahead and go back to, so you would do that for all of the bees, and you would do the same thing for your flower. You would ungroup it or release compound path, make a copy of it. Whoops, that didn't work. Make a copy of it. I just made a copy of the inside and filled the inside with orange and the outside with, I don't know, yellow or whatever. The last one is our honeycomb, and so that one you would cut out of, I don't know, cream or whatever that you want to do. So that is how you would do that if you are working in Design Edition or above, something that you can open up an SVG file. If you're working with the Basic Edition, you can do the same thing, but it's with the DXF file, and there's a couple of differences. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you as well. So you would go back and open it up, and this time we're going to find the DXF file and say, click on it and go ahead and OK. And it's going to open it up in a new tab, and it's up for whatever reason. It depends on your setting, actually. It's going to probably open up above your mat. Not a big deal. Again, because it's a DFX, you've got your cut lines, but they actually show up as the different colors. They don't change it all. Excuse me, it doesn't change it all to red. So the DXF is actually a little bit easier to know what those lines are. Even if you're working with Design Edition or above, you might want to open it up as a DXF because it shows you what those lines are. Again, we can delete all, whoops, got us. Oh, the other thing that I meant to show you is in a DXF, everything comes up as its own little pieces. It's not grouped. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of these pieces. Oops. Delete, 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 delete. So you get the idea. You're going to delete everything. You can use your sign and cut it out, or you can completely delete that. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. The nice thing about the DXF also is your pieces. So on your B pieces, they're already, if I zoom in again really close, They are already have these little individual cutout pieces. However, you're still going to want to make a copy of it, because you want to cut this out of yellow with the hole in it, and you want to cut the hole out of orange or whatever. Same with your bee. You'd want to make a copy of this, delete the outside pieces, and then just cut these pieces with green, or excuse me, orange, and these other outer pieces with your black. If you're going to cut it all out of black, you're just going to select it all and either group it or make a compound path. Doesn't matter. Let me go back to screen and then zoom up again here. The thing that is difficult in working with the DXF is if you get a piece like this honeycomb. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to move this out of the way. If you get a piece like our honeycomb, I'm making a mess out of this. I'm sorry, I'm going really fast and making a mess, but you can take your time and do it right. So the honeycomb, each of these pieces are individual. So you'd want to select all of it, right click, and either group or make a compound path. And now you can put all of these things down on your mat and go ahead and cut them out and use them for a vinyl sign or whatever. That's how you would open up the laser files and use them with your silhouette with either the basic edition or the design edition or above. I hope that makes sense. Thanks for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below, give me a thumbs up, and have a great day.